Hi, in this video, I'm going to go over my interpretation of the cross-cutting concept as they're listed in the New York State Science Learning Standards, which happen to be the same as the next-gen standards. The whole idea of these concepts, based on the book Framework for K through 12 Science Ed, published by the National Academy Press, which you can get a copy of online and download it or take a look at it online. If you haven't watched my science and engineering practices video, I'm going to put a little link up here because I show you how to go ahead and get that document. You could pay for the book, but you don't have to. You can download it for free. The whole idea is helping students connect what they learn in science and seeing the bigger picture. As a teacher, you're asked to emphasize these concepts throughout the year when you're teaching your students. Just to review for a minute, we have performance expectations with regards to New York State and teaching students K through 12 science. Those performance expectations with the ultimate goal as a 12th grader, what students should know, but it's broken into these three dimensions as they're called. The science and engineering practices, disciplinary core ideas, and what we're discussing in this video, those cross-cutting concepts. And concepts are supposed to be used right away, even with the kindergarten kids, all the way through high school. And in the book, the framework book, there are no specific guidelines when a student should learn a particular concept versus another. However, the performance expectations that are written both in the New York State Science Learning Standards and the Next Gen Science Standards, the cross-cutting concepts are there. Here, when you look at an example of one of the standards, the science and engineering practices, the disciplinary core ideas, and the cross-cutting concept, which are the three dimensions that go with these performance expectations, are listed. And they're very specific. It doesn't mean that we shouldn't use them more often and repeat the different concepts at different times, but when it came to the standards, they have applied specific concepts to specific things. Here is the list of the 7 cross-cutting concepts. I don't need to read them to you. Probably you already know what they are. Certainly patterns, cause and effect, scale, portion, and quantity are going to be the easier of these concepts. And then things start to get a little bit more complicated, meaning it would be for the students of higher grades, especially when we're getting to, structure and function and stability and change of systems. Here's just a list of suggestions that I came up with, really common sense. If you've been teaching science, high school science for any length of time, more than likely you're already doing these things. It's just now putting it on paper so the higher-ups know that, yes, we do relate topics within subjects to other things. Maybe having to write it down and maybe just taking a little bit extra time when we're planning. Here's a few more that I just listed, self-explanatory. We already in science do hands-on activities and experiments a lot with our students. We've already done inquiry-based lessons. But again, it's almost like a reframing of what we're already doing. I think that this is more important for maybe some of the elementary and middle school teachers to have things laid out a little bit more specifically so they feel a little bit more confident and make sure students are getting what they need. In conclusion, like to have our students, especially once they come to high school, be more critical in their thinking and show more ability to make connections, understand what they're studying a little bit more. It gets real tiring, as you know, if you're a high school teacher, to feel like you have to reteach everything all the time. So maybe something will come out of this that's actually an improvement with our students being ready for tackling the 4 high school sciences. What's interesting is that framework book does say further research is needed as far as whether or not in the long run as a high school teacher that you would see a difference with the students. The progression that was provided in the chapter in the framework book was only hypothetical. The Next Gen Science Standards and the New York Science Standards did take it a step further and have assigned specific cross-cutting concepts in mind at the different grade levels. I guess time will tell. Thanks for watching and have a great day.